Hello, my friends. This is today's tarot. As usual, I'm going to be reading with a deck that I drew by hand. I'm also going to be touching on the astrological influences that are brought up by the cards that were pulled for today at the end of the reading, because I'm not sure if everyone has an interest in the astrology that the cards reference. So let's jump in. The opening card that we have for today is the Two of Wands. So we're in this call of the wild energy. Like, we really want to move towards something new. We feel this pull and tug on our heart. But at the same time, there's this weight of what we actually have to still do and what is like really kind of preventing us. It's almost like we want to set sail on a ship, but we have an anchor that's like tied to the land. And so we have to take care of matters before we can actually move toward that project or that new thing that we feel so called and inspired to move toward. Now, the challenge that we have for today is that we're in a place where we're contemplating emotional matters pretty heavily. It's a Four of Cups energy. So while things are kind of on some level going on okay, on another level we're contemplating if, they could go better. Maybe we're looking at some things that don't sit too well with us. And we do have, Virgo and Venus in the same area in the sky right now. Venus is in Virgo. So that is possibly a reason why we are contemplating emotional matters, but we're considering, other options that we have and also like just kind of weighing things in some way. Now, the way that we're going to get through that challenge is the Five of Swords. It's possible that, for some people, they have new love interests coming in, and that person could be kind of hiding something or, having something behind the veil. There also, for other people, could be this energy of, a lot of stuff going on in the mind. We are sitting with that really strong Virgo critical energy right now with Venus in that place. Sorry, there's mosquitoes around me. I think you actually just saw that guy. I live right next to a mosquito hatchery. There's like a pond right behind my place, so they like to come out, and I get to use my homemade mosquito repellent every day to repel them away. And now I get to also sleep with a little mosquito net thing above my bed, which I was first introduced to on a trip to Guatemala, and it makes me kind of feel like a princess, but it also gives me some relief as I go to sleep and I don't hear the mosquitoes around my face because I'm a really light sleeper. Okay, anyway, that I digress. Back to the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords energy is a matter of like, what do you want to focus on? What do you want to put your energy on? What in all things do you feel like warrants a conversation to dissolve that, inner irritation? And what are you willing to let go of? Like, the swords are all about mental things, and fives are all about this decision that we have, this kind of fork in the road of which direction you want to go on. So we have to decide like what's important to us and what we ultimately want to give our mental, emotional, and physical energy to. Now, the overall energy that we have for today is the Page of Cups. So this is a mutable water energy. It's a reflective energy, it's something to consider. We often kind of fall into that which we are putting our attention on, which of course makes sense, but we can fall into an attention that doesn't do us any good. It's perhaps something that we can't do anything about. We can also take a couple steps away from that attention and just watch where our attention goes and get some separation from it so that we can actually witness ourselves and reflect, and in this way it can open up a new doorway of our own understanding of ourselves and help us to dissolve some of those things that get in our way of actually living a life that we are in a place of joy within. Because, you know, right now, as I said, we have Virgo and Venus together in the sky. So with all of this happening, you know, there are new doorways that are opening today. There are new opportunities that are opening today, but it's really important that we take care of practical matters, that we decide what's useful to put our energy and our attention on, and what conversations need to be had. And this, you know, mutable water energy is a place of seeing where things need to go, right? Consider water as a solvent, and there may be a situation that comes up today that may trigger you or irritate you in some way. And this card asks you, where can you be of service? Where can you blend? Where can you bring your emotional intuition into a situation and bring something to it that can serve someone who possibly is going through a hard time right now? And how can we show up in that place rather than in a place that is critical in nature? So that is the tarot for the day. Now, let's just take a couple moments to look at the astrology that this references, because right now, as I said before, in a reference to Venus being in Virgo, we have this heightened kind of analytical magnifying glass on our relationships and things that are going on with us emotionally, perhaps that we aren't even sharing with people because it's in Virgo, which is kind of a hermit kind of energy. So there's a lot going on underneath the surface. Now, at the same time, there's also, in the opposite sign, there is Neptune in Pisces, and there's also the moon in Pisces. And this mutable water card represents Pisces in the court cards of the tarot system, because it's a mutable water sign, which is what Pisces is. And so it brings up what's going on astronomically right now, as well as astrologically, because Neptune and the moon are both in Pisces. So we have this light that's being brought to a place of illusion, and in some ways it's causing us to reflect and open up doorways to new beginnings as we can kind of move through that veil. Because in my point of view, a lot of our illusions that we get mesmerized with are illusions around limitation. And so if we can actually kind of turn the key a little bit, and instead of being overly critical to a situation, bring love and compassion and understanding and serve a situation in that way, we can see how that can get through this veil that our own mind perhaps has been stitching, because it's been, you know, focused on all of the threads that have been out of place rather than the actual beautiful tapestry that it is part of. So that's just a glance at some of the astrology as well as the tarot for the day. If you are interested in a personal reading, feel free to reach out and we will make some time to sync up. I send you a lot of love, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.